Hello everyone. Today I'm going to take you through a wonderful lean tool 5S. I am Diamond Barretto from Godrej Construction and also ILC member. So, what first of all, let me speak about what we thought was 5S, but what is actually not 5S. So, during our engagement with IITM professors who helped us do our lean implementation program, we understood that 5S is not a housekeeping exercise, nor is it a way to blame people or force people to do their work or to work harder or in yearly flavor. So then what is 5S and why did we at Godrej Construction want to do it? So let me speak a little bit about it. So 5S was developed in Japan and it enabled just-in-time manufacturing. Most organizations adopt 5S as part of their continuous improvement program. So why did Godrej Construction adopt 5S? So our Godrej Construction top management always wanted us to have productive, motivating workspaces which are clean, uncluttered, to reduce the safety risks, etc. Also, most of us, our employees, we were not aware of the benefits of 5S because of a lack of awareness within the teams. So, what is the way, how did we proceed with the 5S implementation? So we made a clear announcement that we are now going to start the 5S journey. We also prepared and publicized a very comprehensive SOP, which I will give you glimpses of later on. Also, we immediately started with training programs right from top management to workmen or operators. We set up our audit teams, which comprised of members from both the safety team as well as our lean team, and also made various customized audit checklists and monitoring of the same. So these are some glimpses of our 5S implementation SOP. So you can see the clearly defined roles, responsibilities, authority mentioned there. Also the 5S council, what it should consist of, the steering committee, training committee, promotion committee, audit committee, how the zone should be set up, also how we should conduct our 5S training. A different type of training is required for top management, a different type of training is required for operators, for facilitators, audit. So all these customized trainings we crafted out. And when we conducted our trainings, we also wanted to gauge what is the level of understanding of the participants during this training. So we had this pre-test, post-test also check Google form which we developed to get a better understanding so that we can further improve our training programs. As a part of audit also, this is something, a wonderful checklist which have been developed by IIT Madras professors. Sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain, various parameters are there which should be looked for. And accordingly, there's a scoring legend which then tells you whether you fall in which category, like unacceptable, poor, good, excellent, world class. So it makes it very easy. Anybody can become an auditor with a little bit of training. So the more number of 5S auditors, the better for an organization. Also, then there was some guidance points about how we launched the red tag project, red tag criteria, and how to attach the tag, etc., how to evaluate, and some formats also, some guidelines to create the red tag form. So these are the various 5 stages, 5 important essays of 5S, which I will not go through, but I will just tell how it helped us. So the first S which we did was sort. So you can see the various steps in sort. So how this sort is, when in doubt, move it out. So that is exactly what red tagging is. So when we did red tagging at all our project sites, we identified items which are not required for various activities. We kept them aside. So a lot of unnecessary clutter, unsafe items were removed, more space for storage of important items we got, and less time for searching. This reduced our time and cost. The next S is sit on or set in order. In this, all these points which are there, some tips, guidelines, how we did. Like we created tool boards, we labeled each and every item, visual controls, had dustbins, bins, stacking items, shelves we ordered, and all these things we did. So this led to better ergonomics, a stress-free environment. Also, a lot of the excess time for motion, searching, etc. was eliminated. So these are some pictures of set in order. So you can see how we created shadow boards, improper storage of hand tools was there before. Now the next S. Now this is shine. So whatever has been done in the first two S's, now clean and inspect through cleaning. Make the place shine. So as a part of this, what we did at Godrej Construction is we created a lot of, in addition to cleaning, what we are saying, delegating cleaning assignments, what is to be cleaned methods, which tools have to be used and how to. We also did a lot of lighting in these areas, dark spaces, good illumination, ventilation, etc. was created in this stage. Also, a ready reference card like this we prepared for the cleaning schedule, which was very easy to understand which areas and which activities to be done. So the next step is standardize. So in standardize, what we did is, you can see how we put the various yellow paint to the machine guards. We also created a waste disposal matrix where dry waste, wet waste, horticulture waste, COVID waste, cardboard waste, everything clearly it is mentioned from where it is generated and who is responsible for the disposal. So we standardized this way. Also, you can see some more examples of standardization, how we created a key chest, then lotto board, okay, and some more pictures like this. Even office, how we standardize the numbering to workstations, telephone chair, pedestal for better recognition, tracking of assets. Also, how we did our file management with proper labeling. So once I would like to say that once these three S's in standardize, the previous three S's are done, this becomes the new normal. Slowly our old bad habits start going away. So it helps us in standardized step B, it helped us to maintain the progress and the behavioral changes, and it becomes a standard procedure. Now the last step, that is sustain. uh, the guidelines are here, like we followed these guidelines to build awareness by training, retraining. Also rewards and recognition have to be given at this stage, because this is the most important step. It is the most challenging, and all the costs, investments which we have put in will be futile if this sustenance is not there. So it's very, very important. So how we did is by weekly 5S rounds, on-site progress meeting, audits, inspections. Even there were reviews by top management, inclusion of 5S in our safety induction programs to newcomers, rewards and recognitions were given through contests. Now a short case study I will tell you about. This is one of the 5S implementation program which we had at our Godrej Khalapur Industrial Mega Project. So it was presented at IGLC 2018, Chennai. So what were the objectives of this case study? There was to have a systematic approach to cleaning, organizing and maintaining the work area to improve productivity, safety, waste reduction, etc. Also audit results with a percentage rating with color coding, as I mentioned earlier. So we used a flow chart like this. Basically, I will not go into details. So this was how you have to go about for implementing the 5S's. This is what I had spoken earlier, like sort, set in order. Now these are the results of the three consecutive 5S audits. If you see in the first three S's, there is a good decent score. But if you see the last two, it is starts dropping after a point. So they are the tough ones, the standardize and sustain. So a lot of focus has to be maintained on these. Some sample photographs I will share with you, some more. So these are construction sites looking like this after 5S. And also we are in the business of ready mix concrete manufacturing. So even our RMC plants, which are normally dirty, you can see they look very nice and clean. So what overall led to conclude what were the 5S benefits we saw? So normally when companies adopt 5S, they look for a safety and quality improvement. But we found at Godrej Construction that not only safety, quality, but productivity, efficiency, morale, all these other benefits were there. And what is the linkage to lean? All the 8 wastes which are there, those also went away, like the time spent in searching, wastage of material, injury, downtime, space, etc.